So I want to talk a little bit today about how people approach dieting and how much it differs from almost every other thing in their life. So whenever you have something that you've struggled with your entire life, something that you've failed at constantly, something that has been difficult for you, something you've been shamed about, you're going to have to develop defense mechanisms to deal with that failure. And a lot of times those defense mechanisms will just sweep those failures under the rug real quick, just mentally and psychologically, so you don't have to process it, right? So how many times have you gone and, gone off your diet, and then you'll eat some pizza, and then the pizza you ate on Friday night becomes, a bunch of Chinese food on Saturday, and then that becomes, ice cream Saturday night, and that becomes, oh, I'll start on Monday, and then, oh, I'll start at the end of the next week, and then I'll start at the first of the month. And, this is a very common way to respond to food. It's like, oh, I just messed up, Nobody stops, waits, reassesses, figures out what's going wrong, mitigates the damage, calls for help, organizes support and community around their needs, around their weakness, around their vulnerability, becomes aware of the problem, prepares for it. I'm just going to draw an analogy here. If you're driving a car and you go and you get a flat tire, what do? Maybe you call AAA. Maybe you call a loved one to come help you out. Maybe you get out of the car and you put the donut on, okay? At the most, maybe you'll drive around with that donut for a week or 2 weeks before you get that tire fixed, right? But with diets, it's like nobody will call AAA. Nobody will call their doctor, hey, I'm having a problem with eating. Nobody will look and call and tell their wives or their husbands or their family members, hey, I'm struggling here. I'm having a problem eating. I need help. You'll ask for help with your tire. You'll call AAA. You won't call your doctor. If your diet goes crazy, if you have a problem limiting food, limiting alcohol, limiting whatever, will you tell your family, your wife, kids, husband? Will you tell them that you need help? Will you tell them that you're struggling? Will you share your weakness? Probably not. And then this whole idea of like, oh, I had pizza now, I might as well have Chinese tomorrow, might as well have ice cream Saturday. Who gets out of their car with their flat tire and then takes a hammer and smashes the back windshield and says, oh, you know what, I'll just get the car fixed, next week. Like, nobody does that with anything else in their life. If you lose money, nobody takes out their wallet and burns their wallet and like, you know what, might as well go back to making money on Monday. But with food, it's as if we sweep that failure under the rug, right? We sweep that negative emotion, that difficulty under the rug. We don't reach out for help. We don't share with people, share with our friends. Hey, look, I can't eat that way. We don't share with them our problems with alcohol. I can't drink that. Why is that? Why do we have such a difficulty sharing our weakness? I think it has to do partly because it truly is difficult, something we're maybe ashamed or guilty about, something we've struggled with, and we feel that struggle, and we don't want to feel that struggle. We don't want to feel like we're failures, so we don't reach out for help. But I can tell you that the most successful people at weight loss and weight loss maintenance will cultivate community, cultivate support. They will share their weakness. They will share their struggles. They will look for help. They'll call for help, and they won't wait for Monday to come. Even if they screw up, they're going to sit down. They're going to figure out, right, why did they screw up this time? What happened? What went wrong? Right? If it was any other problem, if it was a business, if it was a homework assignment, if it was a car that broke down, we would treat it differently. So I guess my point today, my reason for talking, is just to make it clear. When it comes to food, when it comes to things that are highly addictive, substances that are highly addictive, that have intense cravings, it's best not to keep it all in. Reach out for help. Reach out for help.